Are you ready to get your fantasy on? Here's Show Us Your TDs. It's grind time!
Let's go!
How do you keep a Denver Bronco out of your yard?
I don't know.
Put a goalpost up. Monday night displayed that clearly. Welcome to week 2 of Show Us Your TDs. I'm Melky, the sweetest milk chocolate around, and holding a clipboard right beside me, of course, is the master of flatulence. It's Gooby. How are you doing?
I actually almost had to burp, but then I held it back because you started recording. So I was like, man, like now I can't get it out.
I mean, I guess it would have made great for content, you just belching away.
It would have, especially with that intro, like right off the bat. I'm doing all right. We'll get into that very shortly. But how are you doing?
I'm well, man. Week 2 of school, things are starting to pile up, assignments and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. And then, new week of football. And, of course, all the stupid injuries happening to my squad, your squad. But like you alluded to, we'll get into that.
Yeah, no. Let's get into that because I need to get into this because it's annoying and I'm frustrated, and that's what fantasy football is. Let's get into some fantasy talk and talk our team and see what happened and how dismal my shit looks like. All right. So I played Devontae's Inferno and I lost terribly this week. 80 to 154.
Yeah, you got smacked around, buddy.
I got smacked. Matthew Stafford, you did shit all in your game with 15 points. That's just a pathetic performance from a Super Bowl champion. I'm putting that out there now. Pathetic, right? AJ Brown, I knew it. I knew you were the guy to pick up. I knew you were going to get me some points. 20.5 points from AJ Brown in Philly. You know what? I think I called it on the podcast. I don't know. I know I've been talking about it. He's going to be a top 3 wide receiver this year.
I think you mentioned he'd be up there. I don't know if you gave him a number, but I think everybody from week 1 knew AJ Brown, and anyone knew that when that trade went down, that AJ's value was going to skyrocket.
Yeah. Well, here, I'll call it right now. It's going to be Jefferson, Chase, AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp. That's how the wide receivers are going to go this year.
You think AJ Brown over Cooper Kupp?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Are you going to put a lock on that?
I could put money on it if you want.
Not with me. I'm just saying, is that like your guarantee?
That's Gooby's guarantee.
All right.
Sign it, seal it, put my goober on it. Guaranteed.
Nobody wants your goober, buddy.
All right. CD Lamb. I mean, I don't blame him for the 3.9 points that he gave me. I mean, Dak Prescott kind of broke his thumb. So, not his fault, but like at the same time, Dallas just played like shit. Their O-line looks terrible. I don't think Lamb's going to do well until Gallup's in the lineup. 3.9 points. T. Higgins, injured. 3.7 points. Got a concussion. So that did not help me very much. But it did help my other league because I have Tyler Boyd, and Boyd gave me some points in my other league. What's that?
I said, yeah, get it.
Yeah. Austin Eckler, not so great for second overall. 9.2 points. You know what? It's going to come around. I don't think he's going to be down there for very long. I think he's going to get a few more points in him. I think he's going to get some good games in.
Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah, who are they playing Thursday? Oh, yeah, they're playing KC.
And wait, didn't you say that KC was going to be lose or win?
win the division?
No, you said KC. Well, you said the Chargers are going to win the division,
Yes, I did.
but in our group chat, you said that KC is going to win this game against the Chargers.
Yeah, because a certain player isn't playing for one, and it's the Chiefs' home debut.
Well, I hope I win that $51,000.
You ain't win that. I'm telling you that right now.
Cam Akers, fourth pick. Was he my fourth? I think he was my fourth pick. Bro, you're not the starter. Like, and no one saw this coming. No one there was no inkling of Cam Akers not being the starter for I don't even know who he plays for anymore. The Rams.
That's not true. Before he tore his Achilles, he was known to fumble and not do much his rookie season. And then he got hurt, obviously, and Henderson came in and took the number one spot.
Yeah, but then Akers came back and he was number one.
Well, plus Henderson was hurt too.
I don't know. I'm not liking it. I had Henderson last year. Henderson did great things for me.
Top 6, motherfucker.
He's definitely not a top 6.
Top 6. Looking at you. Top 6.
All right. Dalton Schultz, I'll take it. 9.7. That's what top 5 tight end should be putting out, anywhere from 10 to 15. I'll take it.
He's not a top 5 tight end either.
No?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
He's top 5 on the on fantasy rankings.
Top 10, definitely. Top 6.
Any fantasy rankings, he's number 5.
I don't know. Then those people need to do some better research. I don't think he's a top 5.
Yeah. Well, no, who's not a top 5? Eli Mitchell. Because guess what? Injured. Bruh.
You were so
players
lucky.
Out.
You were so lucky you were in last place this week because you were able to get his replacement, because I was right underneath you. I was just above you, sorry, and I had him as my first pick. You were just
trust me, if I going into, because they played, I don't even remember what time they played. They played the afternoon game, right?
San Fran, they played against Chicago in that horrible weather.
Right. Well, I mean, I already knew that I was going to get the lowest points, but if I didn't know I was going to get the lowest points, I would have taken players off the squad to get my first waiver wire pick. I mean, it's strategy. It obviously kills your points, but it's strategy at that point.
Anyways, continue.
Would you do that? Would you do that?
Probably not, but continue with your.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then it's just kicker Carlson, 9 points, pretty good for a kicker. San Fran, 5 points, not so good. They were doing pretty well. They were up 18 points at one point, and then they just lost it all.
They shit the bed.
Yes, sir. So yeah, 80 to 154. Terrible. I think that's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that sums it up. That sums up your week 1.
Yeah, and my bench didn't do very well either.
Ain't nobody care about the bench.
Nope. Well, I mean, I do now because I have half my team's a bench player now. Anyways, Melk, how'd you do?
Nah, I didn't do any better than you, buddy. I ended up losing too, dude. Not a Bears lineup. 122 to 103. Again, I was riddled with injuries as well. Tom Brady did really nothing for me, 15.5 points. Keenan Allen goes down with a hamstring injury. Started off hot, but only mustered 8.6. Terry McLaurin actually showed up. Kudos to you, Carson Wentz. That was a dime pass right to him. He ended up getting 12.8 points. Cortland Sutton, despite the Broncos being a fucking joke on Monday, he gave me 9.2 points. It's all right. I'll accept it for now. Najee Harris, of course, hurt as well. Hurts his foot. I only get 9.6 points out of him. Welcome back, Christian McCaffrey. Now,
sir.
He didn't have the bang-up game I was hoping for, but you know what? I'll take the 13.7 points. And this is what killed me. So Kittle has a groin injury. There's another injury right there. And I knew he wasn't going to play. So I had Dawson Knox. I end up playing him. He gets a measly 1 point.
Yes, sir.
1 freaking point. Like, really? Come on, Allen, man. Like, that's your boy. You're doing this for him. His brother died. Come on. Give him some love. Go. And then Christian Kirk, again, the guy with the wide receiver with the worst contract in the league, showed up too. Trevor Lawrence, man, he was throwing some dimes as well. Christian Kirk got me 14.7 points. I'm loving that. And and then Matt Prater, I know you guys got mollywopped by the KC Chiefs, but really 1 freaking point. You're a kicker. Dude,
How did you get 1 point?
Because I only scored a touchdown, I think.
Yeah, but don't you get 3 points for a field goal?
No, after a touchdown, it's a single point, remember?
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Damn.
You get 3 on a field goal, you get an extra point, you get 1 for an extra point. So after a touchdown, it's considered an extra point. And I don't think Baby Yoda and the rest of those slack-jawed yokels did anything anyway, so man, fucking Arizona. And the Buffalo defense making a great debut on Thursday Night Football with 17 points. They owned your boy Stafford.
Yes, they did.
And then my bench was mediocre. I mean, Kirk Cousins showed up, as you all know, what him and Jefferson did to that liar Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, my Lord.
Bittersweet. Other than that, man, I'm in the same boat as you. Injuries piling up so early in the season.
Yeah. I know it's rough to go through that. I remember from last season, man, losing Derrick Henry and Chris McCaffrey. Whew, that put a damper in my fantasy league last year. Now going into next week, though, somehow I'm still predicted to win with all these injuries. I got Matthew Stafford versus Justin Herbert. I got A.J. Brown versus Stephon Diggs. CeeDee Lamb versus Jared Jeudy. T. Higgins, if he plays, against Robinson II. Austin Eckler versus Alvin Kamara. Wilson Jr., which is the backup in San Fran, versus Jamal Williams. Schultz versus Njoku. Juju Smith-Schuster versus Palmer. Carlson versus Young Ho Koo. And San Fran D versus Baltimore D. Now, if T. Higgins is not fit to play, which I'm assuming he probably won't be, I will most likely play either Burks. Yeah, most likely playing Burks because Devontae Parker, you did nothing, and Pittsburgh defense looks great.
What did I tell you about Devontae Parker?
He needs to get in there.
Mac Jones is flaming garbage too. Did you not see him? And he got hurt as well.
Well, you know what? He just needs to bang more MILFs.
No, he's not the MILF hunter.
Whoa.
He's old.
Anyways.
He's as old as the Cat.
Yeah, that's the Jets.
That's the MILF hunter's fucking, all right? So
yeah. I forgot. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm winning this because CeeDee Lamb's not going to do very well. If I'm putting Burks in, maybe he gets his night finally. Yeah, I don't like the looks of it.
Well, Woods didn't do anything, so Burks has a great chance of doing something.
Yeah. Well, he only had 7.5 points last week. Not bad for his first week, but as a starting wide receiver in your fantasy league, you want at least 10 or more.
No, I agree. I think between you and Tim, it's a toss-up because his team's not that hot either.
No, like Robinson didn't do anything. I mean, Diggs and Jeudy. I think Jeudy just got lucky with that one bomb that he got.
That was an underthrow that Jeudy saved the day on, and the corner that was covering Jeudy could not tackle to save his life. So
yeah,
those are the breaks sometimes.
And the Williams, he's sharing that backfield. He didn't even get the most rushing attempts.
Yeah,
Melvin Gordon did.
Well, then they both fumbled on the goal line, him and
Yeah.
Javante. So
Yeah.
what a joke. But
So yeah.
I mean, also Kamara didn't get much love either. Taysom Hill got some love running the ball and at tight end,
Yeah.
which
We'll
I
get
know you're
into
going to
that.
talk about. You're going to talk about on Boom or Bust for sure. So not trying to spoil anything here, but yeah, I think it could be a coin flip between the two of you.
All right. I'll take a coin flip. With my injuries, I'll take a coin flip. Melky, what you got going on?
Well, I'm facing last year's champ, Sangria Picks. Right now, I'm projected to win.
You're facing half of last year's champs.
Yes, excuse me. Half of Family Gate. Right now, it's at 127 to 125, but she doesn't have her kicker in as she's lost the Casey kicker to injury right now. So I'm sure she's grabbing some scrub off the waiver wire, and it'll put her back up. I'll go over the matchups quickly. It's Tom Brady versus Josh Allen, although I might start Cousins on Monday night again.
Who are they playing? I'm looking. Cousins playing Philly.
Playing Tennessee.
I would play Cousins.
I'm probably leaning towards playing Cousins.
I think that's going to be a shootout.
I think so too. I got Terry McLaurin versus Jefferson. Jefferson's the stud, obviously. But McLaurin had a nice game with Carson Wentz.
Yep.
Cortland Sutton's playing Houston. Maybe he can light up Houston. Because I'm warning you, Denver, if you lose to Houston, it's game over.
Yeah.
Against Michael Thomas, and Michael Thomas had a nice return.
Yeah, welcome back, Michael Thomas.
Christian Kirk versus Deebo Samuel. Najee is a question mark, but so is Fournette. I got McCaffrey versus your favorite running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who had a nice game last week. Kittle and Ertz are both hurt, question marks, but I got Dawson Knox on deck if Kittle can't go. Then I've got Montgomery versus Penny.
That's all Montgomery
Again,
right there.
It's a wash right there. Then I've got Elliott, but I did grab some other kicker. I'm just waiting for the waiver wire to go through on Saturday. And I've got Buffalo defense, and she's got New Orleans.
Well,
so right now, a little bit in my favor, but obviously that's going to change with other pickups.
yeah. Well, if you guys don't know from the last couple seasons, I hate Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I don't think he's good at all. I think he's terrible. I don't think he's going to be a starter in the next 3 seasons.
Is that another Gooby guarantee?
No, that's not a guarantee because, injuries happen and fucking everybody has a chance at playing that starting running back. I forget which team went through two running backs last year and started their third string. So in the NFL, man, if you're a running back, you got a chance.
Well, it's like they always say, any given Sunday. So that applies not just to the games, but to the players too, right? Anything can happen.
Yeah. I like your odds. The only thing I don't like is the quarterback situation because, Lord and Savior is Lord and Savior, and Josh Allen is going to dominate any team that comes in his way.
Especially at home.
Yeah, and it's Tennessee.
Tennessee's not a bad team. It's just they've lost a lot. And it's the Buffalo home debut. It's going to be rocking in Buffalo. You're going to see some ladders, tables, and chairs, and possibly people on fire. So I just can't bet against possibly the MVP of the season. So it's going to be a shootout, I think. You know what? I'm going the Cousins route. I just have it up there for Brady for now, just to scare her, because I know she doesn't know tactics the way you and I do. But I'm pretty sure Cousins is going to be in there for Monday night.
Yeah, and I don't know why Leonard Fournette is questionable. Is he just because he's out of breath?
Probably all the bun cakes he's been eating and crispy chicken skins. But
all right.
Speaking of Kirk Cousins, Goobs, NFL highlights of last week.
Ooh, yeah.
Great debut. This is why I love the sport. Let's start off with Minnesota dominating Aaron Rodgers 23-7. Rodgers was very poopy. He only had 195 passing yards, an interception, -1 rushing yards, and a fumble. Did you know Devontae Adams had 141 receiving yards, and it outmatched the receiving core of the Green Bay Packers?
Oh, 100%.
That's sad. and then on the flip side, Justin Jefferson, what a debut for this season with 9 receptions, 184 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's already making his case to be the MVP. Now, Goobs, I want to ask you, is this the product of a very good Vikings team or a very crappy Packers squad?
I think it's the product of new coaching. I think we talked about it last podcast. They have a new coach. They're going to be pass heavy. Like, you can kind of tell. Like, I mean, Dalvin Cook got 20 carries for 90 yards, but and Matheson got 8 for 36. That's more of a, we're gonna pass first. 20. Kirk Cousins, what, 23 out of 32, 277, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's looking like it's an all around team now. I think they got a healthy Dalvin Cook. They got the best wide receiver in the game, and I'm calling it Cooper Kupp. You're nothing compared to this guy.
I think Jefferson is definitely he's in the top 2. I think he could be the best wide receiver in the game. 100%.
Yeah, and honestly, and it's dealer's choice at this point. I think Adam Thielen is a great second wide receiver, and he could be one of the best second wide receivers because he does take a lot of looks. He does take a lot of looks. He does get hurt,
man.
But everybody gets hurt.
It's not even that, though, and sorry for cutting you off. It's not even that. They have Osborne. This kid is really good, too. On a lesser extent, Rager. Like, they have depth, right? So Cousins can kind of sling it all over the place. It's the first time where he's allowed to just let it fly with the new coaching, the new coach, like you alluded to. So, Vikings are going to be scary, man.
Yeah, no, Vikings are going to be scary. But yeah, no, they look amazing. But like I said, I think it's the coaching, and I think it's Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson. It was their 3rd season together.
This is the 3rd season, yeah.
So they're comfortable now. They know each other. So this is just the beginning.
I just enjoyed Rodgers being flat on his ass half the game and having that look of, oh man, I don't have anything to throw to. It's their fault. Like, man, piss off.
You want to talk about flat on their ass? Let's talk about the AFC South, because that's just like all of them. None of them won. Texans, they tied. The Colts, they tied. Titans lost, and the Jaguars lost. I mean, at least 2 teams are 500, but like that's not a good look for the South. Are they the worst division in the league?
Short answer, yes. They're garbage, man. Like, you have two of the 4 teams are rebuilding, and yes, they're on the right path. Like, especially Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville in a few years will be a wild card team.
Yep.
As they get more players into the system, as the younger players get more acclimated and are more seasoned. Yeah, and Trevor Lawrence is such a great talent. They're not going to waste that. Having said that, tons of growing pains when it comes to doing so. And the Colts, yes, Matt Ryan didn't play too poorly. It was like 352 yards, a TD, and an interception in his debut. And Davis Mills didn't play horrible either. It was 240 yards, 2 TDs, and a fumble. What killed him was Blankership, a.k.a. Goggles, who missed the game-winning kick. And because of his actions, he's no longer with the team. So he'll just continue to slay Poon instead of slaying the football.
He loves to do that. But, yeah, no, I think the Colts are on the right track. Obviously, they're probably going to take that division. And, I think Titans will be second. Jaguars maybe could pull off a miracle, but I don't think so. Not yet.
What do you think of the Giants upsetting the Titans.
The Giant, that was a big surprise. But I mean, with Saquon being the way Saquon is, which I will get into later, I couldn't doubt that after seeing that performance.
Could be on his way back to his rookie campaign where he was just an absolute beast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, you mentioned surprises.
Yeah.
What a surprise on Sunday night. Dak Prescott injures his thumb and is out, originally out 6 to 8 weeks. So he breaks his thumb on his throwing hand. Dallas loses in spectacular fashion, of course, 19-3. They don't even score a touchdown. They're the only team not to score a touchdown in week 1. Ha, ha, ha. Goobs, my man, is the Cowboy season over?
It's not over. I mean, Jerry Jones is a liar. He's no chance Dak is coming back in 4 weeks. It definitely will be a 6 to 8 week process. Cooper Rush, he's good. He's not obviously great because he's not. That's why he's not a starter. But he's good. He's good enough to get a couple surprise wins.
I think he's just good at holding the clipboard because I have no faith in Cooper Rush.
I want to see what our schedule is. Dallas,
Cincinnati.
schedule.
Then it gets a little easier with, I think, the Giants and Washington. And I can't remember. And then the Eagles.
I'm going to check right now. So we got, Cincinnati. Then we go to the Giants. Then we got Washington. Then we got the Rams. Then we got the Eagles. Then we got the Lions. That's 6 weeks right there. We lose to the Bengals. We beat the Giants. We beat the Commanders. We lose to the Rams. We lose to the Eagles. And we beat the Lions. And then if it's 8 weeks, we lose to the Bears and we beat the Packers.
We're not losing to the Bears.
No, we lose to the Bears.
I don't think so.
If we don't have Dak Prescott, we lose to the Bears.
I think you can hold off the Bears with their lack of talent. Yeah, Justin Fields he's a pretty good quarterback. Montgomery and the other running back, can't remember his name at the moment. They're good. Who's he throwing to? Who's Fields throwing to?
No one really.
Thank you. I think we can win that game. That's a game with Micah. I think that's a game where Micah Parsons makes a statement.
I think that in all, 6 or 8 week process, we are 500.
And if we're 500, that's still enough to be viable in the NFC at least because it's a garbage division.
Yeah. I agree, but yeah, by the looks of it, I think we could be 500 in that least division. You speaking of garbage, okay? Lamar thinks $250 million is garbage. Is that for us to process that, it's like really crazy to turn down $250 million guaranteed. Is that crazy if Lamar Jackson to turn down $250 million?
Of course it is. But do you know why he turned it down?
Because he's a greedy bastard.
Well, there's that, but that's because the whole 250 wasn't guaranteed. He was offered that, but only 133.
Oh, okay. I read differently.
No, it was saying from the report I read that the Ravens weren't willing to give a fully guaranteed contract of $250 million. They offered him 133 guaranteed with a 6-year deal. The Ravens won. Oh, sorry, that's into after. So that's what it is. He wants to be paid on par with Baby Yoda, Deshaun. Basically, he wants to be paid on par with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. For those viewers or listeners out there who don't know who Baby Yoda is, can you please explain who Baby Yoda is?
That would be one Kyler Murray out of Arizona.
Okay. I know because of our group chat, but some people won't.
Well, he looks just like him.
He does. He's got the ears.
Run the same. The ears. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's uncanny.
But yeah, sorry. So I went back to the report that I read. It says a user declared that the Ravens should be offering him $250 guaranteed. So that was my bad on that. I didn't read the whole thing properly, but yeah, it's crazy. I don't think he's worth in the lines of all those star-studded QBs.
I don't think so either, but it's always the next man up, right? Like, is Dak worth his contract? No. Is Kyler worth his contract? No. But it's the market. The market always dictates what these quarterbacks and players, not just quarterbacks, but these players should make. And quarterbacks are the highest position player. So he's the next man up. That's why he wants to be paid on par with Watson. And,
Yeah.
But at the same time, what has Watson done in 2 years besides getting all slippery, oily in the massage parlors? Lamar's played. Lamar's actually played, right? So he's won an MVP. He's taken his team to the playoffs.
Yeah. Do you think because Patrick Mahomes' deal was so large that these second to Patrick Mahomes quarterbacks are asking for this much now?
Yeah, of course it falls on Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes deserves it. This is the thing. Patrick Mahomes, in his, how many years has he been playing? Five full seasons?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
I think this is his 5th season. Sorry.
He's gone to 2 Super Bowls. He's gone to 4 AFC championship games?
Yeah.
Man deserves it. Come on.
No, yeah. I don't think any of these guys should be asking for this much. So it's a little unnerving because this could ruin teams, right? Like Lamar asking for this much. Like if he leaves Baltimore, now he's asking another team to pay up this much, and now this team's not going to be able to get the wide receivers for him, and it's just going to be a domino effect.
Yeah, but there will be a team that's going to pony up to pay him.
Yeah,
as you saw, like what Cleveland did to get Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
teams will pay. It's just a matter of, like, you don't think Atlanta would probably say, "Hey, we need a quarterback."
Yeah,
London, Kyle Pitts. How
that'd be nice.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And that division's, it's not that like that division is a stranglehold with the Bucks and the Saints. Like Brady's retiring next season, as he mentioned, and Crab Legs. Who the hell knows how long he's gonna last as the Saints QB?
And he did well. I'm not gonna lie though.
He did. He looked great. I just hate when he talks. He should not be allowed to talk. There should be signs for him. Someone speaking on his behalf, because he's just a weirdo.
Yeah, these quarterbacks, man, they're just playing games. So yeah. I think it's just a time before these guys start, maybe not asking for this much just to get a team like Tom Brady does. So
not everyone's built like Brady, but I will shout kudos to Lamar for having a sick game on Sunday. Posting like 213 yards, 3 TDs. He had an interception, but whatever. And 17 rushing yards. He's on the right path to like being possibly the highest paid quarterback.
Yeah, you mentioned Drake London. I kind of want to get into some rookie wide receivers and I wouldn't say a new segment, but a game that we're gonna play between me and you. We're gonna do rookie wide receiver Tick Tack Toe, and if for those of you who don't know what Tic Tac Toe is, you get. Hey, some people don't. I don't know. 9 squares, 3 in a row. So I'm gonna kind of lay it out for you, the rules. Me and Melk are gonna pick a wide receiver or a rookie wide receiver each. In our Tic Tac Toe squares, we're gonna have different achievements that these guys need to do, and whoever gets 3 in a row first is the winner. So I'm going to go top left to right and then go down the tic-tac-toe squares to tell you what is in our squares. So the first one on our top left is 5 receptions in a game. Now, some of these are going to be easy. Some of these are going to be hard. I want it to be long-lasting and hopefully doable. So let's see where we get to at the end.
So do most women, buddy.
All right. So top left, we got 5 receptions in the game. Going beside that, 3 touchdowns in a game, and then beside that is 200 yards in a game. Now going under the middle of the tic-tac-toe on the left, we're going 100 yards for a game. Then the middle of the Tic Tac Toe, we're going first TD. And then a little bit harder on the right, 5 rushing attempts. Now, it's going to be, I don't know if 5, do you think 5 rushing attempts is good, or should I do 10?
You should do 10. I think 5's too easy.
Okay, so we're going to go with 10 rushing attempts because I've noticed that a lot of wide receivers are starting to get the Wildcat formation going.
Look at Debo. Look at
Yeah.
what was it, the Pickens? I can't remember if Pickens did one on for Pittsburgh.
I think he did too. So yeah, we'll do 10 rushing attempts, and then the hardest part of this whole entire Tic Tac Toe will be 10 touchdowns a season. We're going at the bottom of the list here. 50 receptions in a season and 1,000-yard season. So that being said, Melky, who are you picking for your rookie wide receiver Tic Tac Toe?
Well, Gooby, first of all, I love this idea. I think this is inventive. This is a great way of gambling too. Remember, gamble responsibly. And you know, this is brilliant. So I'm gonna go with we both name dropped him like not too long ago, Drake London for the Atlanta Falcons.
All right. And I'm going with my favorite rookie of the year, Treylon Burks, the wide receiver for Tennessee. So, with that being said, Melk, $20.
Yeah, let's shake.
Gentleman handshake.
Virtually gentleman handshake on that, and may the best rookie wide receiver win. I love it. You seem to have a chub for Mr. Burke, so it's just fitting that you pick him.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's I can't wait. I can't wait to beat you.
And so for you listeners out there, this won't be truly a segment. What we'll do is we'll end up just bringing it up if we get one of our squares. We'll bring it up throughout the podcast at some point. But look out for it because it's just a good, fun way of getting these rookies involved in our podcast.
Gooby, I love it. And you mentioned it's not going to be a constant segment, but I have something that is going to be. We're going to go with the AFC West Bulletin. So every week, I'm going to give you the current standings for the AFC West because it is the hardest division in football. And what better way to start it right now? So in first place, we have the LA Chargers as they defeated the Raiders 24-19. Following them is the KC Chiefs, who won their game as well as they crushed Baby Yoda 44-21. The Denver Broncos failed against Geno Smith and lost 17-16 in a Monday Night Thriller. And last but not least, I don't think they'll be there for long, the Las Vegas Raiders, 0-1, like the Denver Broncos, lost a close one to the Chargers, again, 24-17. Now your highlights, Mahomes obviously is the one that stands out.
24-19, by the way.
What's that?
24-19.
24-19, that's what I said.
You said 17.
Oh, excuse me. Thank you, Gooby.
No worries.
That's why pencils have erasers, folks. Mahomes with his godly numbers with 360 yards, 5 touchdowns, going 30 for 39, and only 1 fumble. Derek Carr was good. Justin Herbert, he was good. Both sporting around 295 and 279 yards, 2 TDs and 3 TDs. Derek Carr, though, had 3 interceptions. Got to keep those down, buddy. And last but not least, Russell Wilson, aka the man with the whitest name in football, had 340 yards, 1 TD, went 29 for 42, and was booed throughout the game in Seattle. It was a shit return, and it was a shit game for Denver. Ha, 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 ha. You ain't riding this year.
No, I will give a little bit of respect to Russell Wilson, but at the same time, if you're doing 29 out of 42 for 340, you need more touchdowns, not just 1 touchdown, right? It's like And also I think their running back situation needs to be looked at because they rushed what I'd say just under 20 rushes. So to help Russell Wilson, they need more play action. So they need to say which one is going to be number one, Melvin Gordon or Javonte Williams, and they need to stick with it. And I think that'll help them. But yeah, 340 yards, I expect 3 touchdowns out of that.
I think it goes simpler than that. It's better coaching. How do you not let Russell go with fourth and 5? Sorry, go with 5 yards, fourth and 5. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Here. How do you not let Russell allow him to try and get those yards? Like, I mean, if you don't get it, so be it. But you try to go for, what was it, 60-yard field goal, something like
64-yard field goal.
64-yard field goal, and you missed badly, like laces out or something. I don't know.
Laces out.
And you lose. You lose in his return. This is supposed to be a special moment for him, and the coach blew it.
I think maybe the coach is like, man, I remember that Super Bowl when Russ was needed. He threw an interception. So screw it. Let's go for a field goal.
Oh, that just shows you like it's rookie. I mean, inexperience versus experience. Whereas Pete Carroll has all the experience in the world, whereas I don't even know the Broncos coach's name because I could care less. But he doesn't as a head coach, so you can tell he just dropped the ball there.
See, and as a vet, Russell Wilson should say, screw you, coach. I'm staying right where I am. Because if that was Tom Brady would look at his coach. Tom Brady wouldn't even say anything. He would just give him a look, and the coach would be like, all right, you do you.
No, Giselle would give him a look, would give the coach a look, and then he would. I mean, maybe not right now because I hear there's trouble in paradise, but...
But yeah, so yeah, that was a dismal performance. That Chargers-Cardinal game, Kansas City Cardinals game, that was fantastic. High-scoring game. Mahomes, man, you killed it. 5 touchdowns, 360 yards. Like, that guy's gunning for MVP again this year. So, like, not again, but he is gunning for MVP this year, I think. That was a performance and a half. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you got out-touched by some Pacino guy. Just saying. I don't know if that's how you pronounce the name, but...
Yeah, but he didn't have to do anything. He caught 2 touchdowns. They're using him in a unique way, right? McKinnon was running. There were some other guys running. Travis
Kelce, you're looking like you're the tight end 1 again. Because last year
he never didn't look like the number 1.
I didn't like him last year. I preferred Andrews over Kelce.
You had Andrews on your team, of course.
Yo, 8 receptions, 121 yards, 1 TD. I got a question. Is Travis Kelce their number 1 wide receiver? If people can't see me, I'm doing air quotes.
He's the number 1 target. He's still classified as a tight end, but he's
the
number 1 target. He's the man. Even with Tyreek there, he was still like the guy.
Yeah.
Tyreek was just a great complimentary piece.
Yeah.
Now he's watching Tua throw like really short passes right in front of him. So how everything has changed.
And Juju Smith looked pretty good. I mean, he didn't get a touchdown, but if he did, those points would be pretty high up there, 79 yards. So
that's because he's not dancing like a fool on TikTok. The Walrus is not going to allow it.
Just wait till Jackson Mahomes gets in there. And they'll be doing their little dances, Carlton style or whatever.
I hate that guy. I wish he would just end his life.
Okay, that's a little far here.
Fine, just don't go to games anymore. Stay at home.
And then, yeah, like you said, the Raiders and Chargers, the only reason why the Raiders are 0-1 is because they faced the Chargers. Like you said, the Raiders will not sit at the bottom of this division for long. The Broncos, you'll be there.
Well, that is our AFC West bulletin. Tune in every week because we'll go through it. 18 weeks of this season. What do we
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got everybody's favorite. It's the pinnacle of our Show Us the TD podcast, Boom or Bust. And I'm going to start it off with Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley. If you got this man late, first or early second in your drafts, congrats to you. Congrats to you, because Saquon Barkley showed the reason why he was the second draft pick in 2018. Barkley put up 18 carries for 164 yards, 1 touchdown, and caught 6 passes for 30 yards, putting up a total of 30.4 fantasy points. This man has something to prove. After being injured in 2020, having a rough year, coming back in 2021, Barkley looks to come back strong in 2022. Now, as long as Barkley stays healthy, he's going to be a boom this week versus the Panthers, and notably, comeback player of the year.
Strong words, already throwing that out there. I wouldn't go that far yet, but if he continues to do what he did last week, he's the front runner. But I do agree with you. He's a boom. He looked like himself the way he did as a rookie. Like his rookie campaign where he was just insane. And wasn't he like the number? No, I guess McCaffrey was the number fantasy pick still.
Yeah,
Barkley
back in 2018. Yeah, McCaffrey is still, I think, number one. Actually, probably not. I don't even know.
Yeah, well, either or. Barkley just looked impressive. He looked like he looked like his old self, which is what you need from Saquon Barkley, because you have arguably one of the worst quarterbacks at the helm in Danny Dimes. So
we are both wrong, by the way. Sorry to cut you off. Zeke Elliott, 1,400 rushing yards, then Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, but Barkley was drafted a year after, was he not?
No, I'm just talking about the 2018 rushing leaders.
Well, that's when Zeke didn't look like he was running in quicksand.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. Barkley is definitely a boom this week.
Sweet. Let's go to you. I want to hear one of your takes.
Well, we were talking about Baltimore earlier, so let's revisit that spot and focus on Devin Duvernay, wide receiver of the Baltimore Orioles. So last week he came out of nowhere because I never even heard of him, and maybe I just need to do more research. But he had 4 receptions, 54 receiving yards, and 2 TDs. Now, he was decidedly efficient for the Baltimore offense, and Lamar couldn't be any happier. He is the number 2 receiver, and look for the speedster to continue to complement the Ravens offense against Miami this week. I'm deeming him a boom, and I think he's going to continue to soar and possibly pass Bateman as the number 1 wide receiver eventually.
Yeah, I don't think they have a number 1. Like, I know technically they do, but I don't think it's decided yet. They both look pretty good, but you never know, man. That guy, was Duvernay. Is that how you pronounce it?
Duvernay, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
He looked good, man. And I didn't draft Baltimore. I could have, but I didn't draft Baltimore receivers because I didn't think Baltimore was going to be a very good passing game with Lamar Jackson running, and it just it scares me a little to pick up someone from Baltimore other than Lamar Jackson. But I mean, now looking at it, or Mark Andrews, sorry, yeah. But now looking at it, damn, those are some good picks.
He looks sexy, man. He looks sexy out there.
Yeah, so I do agree with you that it's going to be a boom. Now, I don't know if people are going to agree with my next pick, because this is a little controversial, and it could be a hot topic. But I'm going to go with Taysom Hill. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. Gooby, why are you picking a QB that isn't even a starter? Well, Taysom Hill is listed as a tight end QB combo in most, if not all, fantasy platforms. And that means some decent points coming out of your tight end slot. he will most likely get goal line / red zone looks where he can score 3 ways: passing, receiving, and rushing. Last week, Hill put up 14.8 fantasy points, in which he ran 4 times for 81 yards with a TD. Now, yes, he did break off a 57-yard touchdown, but I think that's just a start. In the upcoming game against the Bucks, I say Hill is a boom if you do not have a top 3 tight end in your slot. Melk?
The Gadget Man's back. He's where he should be. He should not have ever been a quarterback. He is like a way better version of Tim Tebow. Tight end, he's big, he can catch, he's athletic. New Orleans was just wasting him. I know they were desperate too when Breeze went down, and then they had crab legs. He went down, so I get it. You needed someone to fill in the slot, but now he's in his rightful position. He can do a lot of damage because, like you alluded to, he can do so many different things. He's just a weapon in itself. So I'm going to agree with you. He's going to be
surprised.
He's going to add to this offense. Kamara, Thomas, Love, Landry. Landry was a beast last week too.
Yeah.
And they just signed Latavius Murray, I think, as well. So
yeah,
Orleans is stacking up. And yeah, Taysom Hill is just a nice complementary to the offense.
Now, I don't know if he's the starting tight end. I'm actually just checking that right now. No, he is not. Andrew Trotman is. But like I said, even though he's not the starting tight end, if you do not have a top 3 tight end, and I'm talking probably Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, or George Kittle, you should be starting Taysom Hill if you can get him, and he's available in like 50% of the league. So yeah, pick him up if you can.
Yeah, why not? Why not take a risk this early? He showed some promise week 1.
Yeah, I mean, breaking off as a tight end, breaking off a 57-yard touchdown run, like you're not going to get that out of any tight end in the league. So
very rare. All right, so last but not least, you name dropped him earlier as you were bringing out your heart over your fantasy loss in week 1, and we're going with the goose egg, the golden goose egg, who's not so golden. 1 Cam Akers, 3 rushing attempts.
Great.
3 freaking rushing attempts. Sean McVay said Akers needs to play with an increased level of urgency. Well, that's going to be difficult because he's not the starter anymore. It now belongs to Henderson. Henderson is the sheriff in town until further notice. So with having said that, Cam Akers, you're a bust for the foreseeable future.
Do you think he gets traded?
No, I don't think he gets traded because he does have value, and Henderson has shown to be a little injury prone. But right now, Cam Akers is riding the pine.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. That's why he's sitting on my bench.
Well, he got you a big fat 0, so I would have benched him too.
Yeah, like it's just yeah, that's rough. That's rough for me.
It's rough, but you know what? You got to produce in this league.
Yeah, you gotta put your money where your mouth is when it comes to being that number 1, man.
Well, talk about number 1s, and you're talking to the guy who always the number 1 in Toonie bets because he gets almost everything right. So we're going to go over there, and I'm going to start us off with a doubleheader on Monday with the first game, Minnesota Vikings over the stupid-ass Philadelphia Eagles. It's eagle hunting season, Gooby. Who better to lead the charge than the Vikings? Philly has no answer for Jefferson, and Cousins looks to make a statement. There's going to be a Minnesota cookout Monday night. Barbecue pigeon, anyone? Take the Vikings.
Okay. I like it. I actually have a couple parlays again, people gamble responsibly. I have a couple parlays, and I have them both different on both my parlays because I was unsure about this one. I think the Vikings can destroy, but I also think the Eagles can do good because they're riding high. So,
That's to ride low, okay?
you know what though? Let's listen in on an Eagles fan and see what his toonie bet is. Ba, our creator, has sent us a nice little voiceover for his toonie bet. So let's listen and hopefully we can hear it. Melk, you tell me if you can.
Sure, you don't want to save his for last?
No. Do I want to save his for last?
Usually it's good to save the guy who created.
I know, but you were speaking Eagles, and I thought maybe. All right, you know what? Let's go with mine then. Now you guys know I love my bold predictions, so I'm gonna go bold, not too bold. It's the beginning of the season still. It's only week 2. I'll pick the Jets at some point this year, but I'm gonna pick the Bears over the Packers. I think the Bears look pretty decent. Not great, not good, decent. And I don't think the Packers have an answer for Devontae Adams leaving that team. So, yeah, I'm Bears over the Packers.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think, for one, the Bears got one, and as Spider-Man always says, what does Spider-Man say, Gooby?
Everybody gets one. Isn't that right, Peter?
That's right, Peter. I think so. There's that. It's in Lambeau Field where Aaron Rodgers has owned the Bears, and he even he actually does own part of the Bears, and he does own them when he whips their ass all the time. I think Justin Fields he's going to be in for a long day. Bears, they're riding high, but they're about to hibernate as they're not going to do shit all against Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. So I'm going to disagree with you on that.
Wait, did you say Rodgers owns part of the Bears?
Yeah.
Isn't that a conflict of interest then?
Probably is. But
I feel like this is a big conflict of interest. You know what? I'm going to tank for my Bears to get a chance.
Guys, take a dive.
All right. Okay, so now can we get into the creator?
Yes, the man of the hour.
All right, man. You let me know if you can't hear him, and we'll try again.
Okay.
Hello there, boys. Aw here for another week of Toonie Bets. Quick shout out to my Philadelphia Eagles, the only team in our group chat that is 1-0. Yes, I know it's week 1, but I will be riding this high until Thursday. You cannot stop me. Anyways, my matchup for Toonie Bets, I'm going Arizona at the Vegas Raiders, and I got the Raiders winning it, boys. This AFC division is going to be crazy like we thought, and you know what? Arizona's defense looks pitiful. They look brutal. Devontae Adams, Carr, they're going to light it up, and yeah, I got these guys winning. I can't wait to hear what you have. Peace.
All right. Not bad. Melk, what do you think?
Oh, I agree with him 100%. Arizona is a hot, flaming mess. Baby Yoda has to sign a contract where he has to study film for 4 hours a day because all he does is game. Yeah, piss off, man.
Hey, man, phase up.
You're getting paid all this money and you can't dedicate yourself to studying? Yeah, you deserve to lose. Raiders are going to crush them, and I can't wait.
I do agree. I have them in my parlays. The Raiders are going to take over Arizona, and it's going to make that division so hard.
How hard, Gooby?
Very hard.
That's what she said.
But you know what? That's it, guys. Everybody knows we end on Toonie Bets. Season's just starting. There's so much more to come. So many more new segments. Guys, check us out on all platforms. You got Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple. Is Apple working now?
It's working now. It's actually the first episode is now up. We've rectified that situation. So
perfect. So yeah, check us out on the Not After 30 podcast. Shout out to Anthony for giving us this platform. And I'm excited. I'm stoked. Like I said, season's just beginning. Dallas sucks, but that's okay. It's football. We all get over it. I mean, I'm used to it. Melk, what's up?
For one, you're right. Find us everywhere. And I got another joke for you. Before we go.
Oh.
And this actually connects with you, so I think you'll appreciate this a lot more.
Is it about tacos?
Close.
Tight ends.
Let me just tell the joke.
All right.
What do the Broncos and the post office have in common?
Ooh. They miss parcels?
Again, very close. Neither deliver on Sundays.
Well, that's true. We don't, unless it's Christmas. So look out for the Broncos during the Christmas season, everybody. They're going to at least deliver something.
Well, I just want to personally thank Bronco Nation for continuing to make me smile with horrendous play calling. Thanks, Gooby, for joining me on the gridiron, of course. And next week, I expect us, or at least one of us, to have a W in fantasy. Don't let me down.
I got a W in my other league. I'm good, and it costs more too. So,
well, on that note, that Thursday game is going to be fire.
Yes, sir.
I love football, man, and what a time to be alive.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you for being with me. Thank everybody for listening. Have a good night.